10 reasons dehydration can kill you. Are you thirsty? Dehydration is more than the occasional thirst you may experience after a vigorous walk. Chronic dehydration is a condition that affects millions of people, and its consequences can be dire. There have been estimates that millions of people globally experience chronic dehydration daily. Dehydration occurs when water losses from the body exceed water being replaced. Our body is made up of more than 60% water by the most conservative estimates. Being hydrated is critically important in helping the body stay healthy and healed. Most people are unaware that many root causes to some of the sicknesses and diseases being experienced is due to the body being dehydrated. It is impossible for the body to be in a state of perpetual healing in a dehydrated environment. Below are 10 reasons dehydration can kill you. 1. Dehydration causes the body to be stressed. Our bodies are made up of more than 60% water. Yes, water. And not juice, not soda pop, not energy drinks, not milk, not coffee, not tea, or not even wine. Water. Our body was designed to operate at its highest level when it's lubricated with the correct amount of water. When the body is not properly hydrated, it causes stress and fatigue to perform normal tasks, like digesting foods properly. When food is not properly digested, it causes stress and opens the door to many diseases. Dehydration puts the body in a crisis for survival, and many hormones such as cortisol are dispatched until the stress subsides. One of the biggest stressors is the dehydration that comes as a result of the consumption of meat. 2. Blood clots. When the body doesn't have enough fluids, the blood vessels begin to narrow, raising the extreme risk of blood clots forming. Chronic dehydrated people lose blood volume, causing the blood to thicken. Think about it this way. Imagine a thick substance trying to go through a narrow straw. The straw is just too narrow for the substance to get through, causing a blockage at some point. In the case of your body, that blockage makes it harder for the heart to get the necessary blood to vital organs and muscles. When blood clots reduce or stop blood from traveling to the smaller blood vessels and capillaries in the body, this causes what is known as thrombosis. We all have heard and even known people who suffered a pulmonary embolism. This sinister condition happens when the thrombosis in some portion breaks off and travels from the legs to the lung area. This occurrence can be deadly. Blood clots, if not remedied, can be fatal. 3. Hypertension, high blood pressure, and strokes. This is a lesser-known fact that chronic dehydration and hypertension are linked, and the end result may produce a high elevation in blood pressure. When this occurs, the danger of stroke comes into play. These diseases can be deadly if lifestyle changes aren't made quickly. Millions of people around the world are taking medicine to fight the symptoms of dehydration. Symptoms such as high blood pressure, and in a lot of cases, the root cause may simply be dehydration. 4. Obesity. Sometimes our bodies begin to have cravings when dehydration occurs. Oftentimes, these cravings that the body makes for water are misinterpreted for food. When this occurs, the person will begin to eat more and more, trying to satisfy the craving that can only be satisfied by a sufficient amount of water. There are times that a person experiencing dehydration will reach for beverages that carry mostly empty sugary calories that are found in liquids such as sodas, energy drinks, juices, not referring to cold-pressed fresh juices, teas, alcohol, and the list goes on. These empty calories, along with overeating, can plunge the dehydrated person to a level of obesity. Here's a secret. Try drinking a cup of water 30 minutes before dinner. You'll find that your eyes will become smaller at dinner time and you will eat less. 5. Gastrocolic reflex or response. Simply put, this controls the body's reflex, which in turn controls and manages the movement of food from the mouth through the throat, the pharynx, esophagus, stomach, and both small and large intestines, and then exiting the body. This process is called motility or peristalsis of the gastrointestinal tract. It controls that feeling you get after a meal to defecate, as well as it helps makes room for your next meal entering your system, the digestive tract. This is an important process of disposing waste in our system while making room for more food that will eventually be disposed of. This process in a healthy and hydrated body is continuous. Can you imagine if waste kept piling up in your toilet and your toilet is not able to flush? The odor will become unbearable, even if you eventually close the lid. You can put all the spray fragrances you want in the room, but it won't stop the smell from getting sickening. That's what happens in our bodies when the gastrocolic reflex is not working properly, and dehydration is one of the most common culprits. Think of a baby. When a baby eats, very shortly afterwards, the waste is eliminated. Think of it this way. Here is a simple diagram for you to see. First, eat your favorite meal. Second, the food travels through the throat. Third, travels through the esophagus. Fourth, through the stomach, both the small and large intestines. Then fifth, exit through the rectum. This process in a healthy functioning body should occur 2 to 3 times per day based on how often one eats. 6. Cancer. According to a published study in the Journal of Anti-Cancer Research, scientific research and findings by F. Batman-Gelage, MD, concludes the link between dehydration and cancer formation in the body is undeniable. When the body is not properly hydrated, it leads to abnormalities in the body, and the effect is abnormal cell development and growth. Damaged cells cause free radicals to form, which is the formation of cancer cell growth. When waste cannot be eliminated through the body by hydration, and it leaves a waste field of garbage in your body that begins spilling over into the cells. Think about it this way. If the body is over 60% water, some estimates even say 75%, can any healing occur from disease if the person is chronically dehydrated? Well, the answer is no, and cancer is no different. Important note, stay away from tap water. It can contain microorganisms such as bacteria, parasites, lead, copper, chromium, cadmium, and aluminum. 7. Cardiovascular disease. Chronic dehydration causes the blood to become thicker. This thickness in the blood makes it stressful to travel through the vascular system of blood vessels, due to lack of hydration. It's simple. First, the person is chronically dehydrated. Next, the blood becomes thicker. Next, the inside opening of the vessels and capillaries, lumen, begins to contract the diameter to compensate for the loss of water. Then stress or tension is formed, which we call hypertension. At this point, the heart is overstressed to try, and the blood through the small openings of the vessels and capillaries, which can lead to a more likelihood of blood clotting that can produce what we call heart attack or stroke. You must stay sufficiently hydrated. 8. Neurological diseases. Did you know that 75% of our brain consists of water? What do you think will happen if the water levels in our brains drop below sufficient levels? If water levels aren't sufficient, the transmission of nerve impulses cannot properly occur from one neuron to another. Mental symptoms of dehydration may include depression, afternoon fatigue, inability to focus, sleep issues, afternoon fatigue, and brain fog, lack of mental clarity. 9. Autoimmune diseases. According to some records, approximately 50 million people, or 20% of the U.S. population, struggles with autoimmune diseases. According to the American Autoimmune Related Diseases Association, AARDA, this disease tends to affect women, 75%, more than men, 25%. When the body is dehydrated, the percentage of blood that travels to the lymphatic fluids is reduced, thus compromising a healthy immune system. When the body is properly hydrated, it fights off both inflammation and dehydration that tries to impair the all-important immune system. 2 diseases that are associated with the autoimmune diseases are rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. Rheumatoid arthritis is when tendons become weak and begin to shift and become fragmented, resulting in visible deformities to the areas affected. Lupus deals with chronic fatigue, memory loss, joint pain, and stiffness, including swelling, which is all connected to the body being chronically dehydrated. 10. Mental illness. Because the brain is heavily dependent on water, again 75% of the brain is water, when that level to sustain ample hydration to the brain is lacking, diseases aren't far away. Mental illness diseases like schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorders. Many people are unaware of how chronic dehydration can be the driving force behind mental illnesses. Here is a bonus for watching the video to the end. Did you know that millions of people who suffer from halitosis, which is stinky breath, are dehydrated? It's a simple fact that our saliva has built in it a natural disinfectant, whose job is to fight and kill off bacteria in your mouth. When there is not enough saliva, the bacteria begin to have a party and causing others around you to be uncomfortable due to your bad breath. By the way, most mints make the bad breath problem worse because many contain a form of alcohol that further dehydrates your mouth. So the next time you feel you have stinky breath, reach for a bottle of H2O and leave the mints alone. Thanks for watching our video, and if you learned something new, please subscribe and hit the like button and share it with a friend. Stay up to date with our newest videos like the one to the right of your screen, and remember to enjoy the art of good health. Cheers!